What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to my channel and also welcome to the class. So today's going to be a little bit different than what I've normally done. So far I've just been doing vlogs just to get that editing experience in there and just filming. But today we're going to be informative and I'm going to try and teach you all about your nutrition. More specifically, that if it fits your macros approach to eating. This is going to be the first episode to my new YouTube series as well, which is going to be how to set up your transformation. Let's go. So guys, as I said outside, today's lesson and video is going to be about macros, more specifically macronutrients. So before we go any further, you might be asking yourself, so why should I track my macronutrients and why do I need to know about this? Well, simply put, it's an easy way to control your diet. It can help you and lead you to pick more nutrient-dense foods throughout the day and just overall pick healthier options. Albeit there are other dieting methods out there, but I personally found this the most effective and it's the easiest to grasp. After all, it did help me lose 6 stone when I used the method to cut, and it also helped me pack on some muscle when I used it to bulk up. The aim of this video really is just to help you as the viewers to understand your nutrition more. I'm hoping by the end of this video, your nutrition and food is no longer an unknown variable. It's something that you have control over in your life. Because I've got experience with obviously not having a clue and then seeing what ramifications that can cause. And it's really not that difficult. And this is probably the thing I've had the most questions on because I posted about it on Instagram and spoke about it to my friends. And arguably it's the thing that underpinned my transformation the most. Obviously, they always say nutrition's like 80% of the game and the gym's only 20%. But this video is even for people who don't go to the gym because obviously just understanding food and nutrition is better for everyone. So, strap in. Okay, so enough of the jokes. Just like I say, it's a serious topic and I want to try and explain this in an extremely concise way, just because there's no need to overcomplicate things. But on that note, if anybody's watching and you have any more tips and tricks or you have a bit more knowledge that you want to share, obviously leave it in the comments. I'm always up for learning a bit more. Right guys, so let's jump into it. The number one question, what are macronutrients? They are protein, carbohydrates and fat. There's also alcohol, but because we love a beer, it deserves a video all on its own, so I'm going to save that. But for these, the best way to conceptualize and visualize these is the subfolder that make up your overall calories. And then there's a specific number of these that you should have a day. Well, not should have, it's just more beneficial to have in this specific configuration to make this. But ultimately, it is this that matters to reaching your goals, be it bulking up or cutting. So you might be asking yourself or thinking, why do we need to track our macronutrients if it's just the calories at the end of the day that matter? Well, for one, each of your protein, fat and carbs, so obviously your macronutrients, all contain calories. We'll get into the details of how many calories per gram of each there are in the next clip. But also research has shown that protein is essential for building and repairing muscle mass. Carbohydrates are your primary energy source, so these will keep your body moving throughout the day. Examples of food for protein being chicken, steak, eggs. Examples for carbohydrates being pastas, rices and potatoes. Fat is also an essential energy source, so will again help you keep moving throughout the day. However, fat also helps regulate your hormones. It also helps your body to absorb vitamins and minerals. All three are essential for a healthy, balanced diet. Your micronutrients, so again your vitamins and minerals, these are all very important as well, but these will be come contained within your macronutrients when you eat them. For this video specifically, I'm going to take you through an example of working out your macronutrients if you're wanting to lose weight and do a cut. And if you wanted to do a bulk, you'd still follow the same method to working yours out, but instead of them reducing calories, you'd obviously increase them. On that note, there are a lot of, in the fitness game, interdependent topics. There's not just like one answer. So even though it's a process, obviously, to learn in and to get into the body composition that you want, And arguably, working out your macronutrients and understanding your nutrition is step one. So that's why we're going to focus on the basics of this today. There's more that I could put out there, but I just want to try and keep it straight to the point, just so you understand how to work them out and what they're for. So there's other topics that I will be doing in the future that are all linked to this. So we have like cheat meals and refeeds, workout programs, the body recomposition that you're starting at, the cardio that you're doing, meal timing, and that's just to name a few. Like I say, there's a lot of things that go into this, but this is your starting point. Right, we magically cleaned it. Oh, but you gonna learn a day, because I'm sweating. But I hope I'm not overcomplicating this for you. So, this is the main part you need to know. I figured the best way to teach these is to take an example of an imaginary person through it. So for this, you'll need to get your body weight in pounds. For this, I chose 200. And then what you'll need to know is that for 1 gram of protein, there's 4 calories. For 1 gram of carbohydrates, there's 4 calories. For 1 gram of fat, there's 9 calories. And then the first step to doing this is to find out your maintenance calories. So this is basically just where your metabolism is sitting at, what it burns. So it's at your basic metabolic rate, it's called, so your BMT. What that burns, just if you're just sat there being alive, basically. And so the way that we do this, so you take your body weight in pounds, times 15, which is 3,000, and then you need to get 10% of that and take it off. So obviously 3,000 times 0.1 is 300. Obviously, or you could just take the 0 off. I don't care how you do your maths, as long as we get to the same conclusion. So your maintenance calories are 2,700. So what you need to know about this is there's no perfect number. There's multiple ways that you can work this out. There's online calculators. You can track your calories for a week or 2 or even a month. Completely up to you on MyFitnessPal. And then obviously every 7 days just take an average of what you've been eating throughout, and that'll be your maintenance calories. This is just a ballpark starting point, because eventually you just start listening to your body. We'll just discuss that point in a minute. So you just start listening to your body, and then you taper down your calories from there, or you chuck them back in if necessary. Okay, so once you've got this figure, 2,700, there's some guidelines that we need to follow. So for protein, you need to have between 0.8, it's not need to have, it's the best configuration, and I'll explain why. So between 0.8 and 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight. So for this calculation, to make the maths easy, I just chose number 1 in between, and that also brings us to a good point. All of these spectrums that you see, so for fat it's 0.3 to 0.4, they're all completely adjustable to how you want them. You can just flex it about, mate. You can manipulate it for how you want it. But there are some advised things. So for example, if you've never been to the gym and it's your first year or something like that, just times it by 0.8, because you don't need as much protein to maintain the muscle or build muscle that you've got. But obviously, if you're into the gym but you've never really tracked your nutrition and you deem yourself pretty muscly, feel free to go for 1.2. You can go outside of these bounds either way. Obviously, it's your life. You can do everything that you want. These are just guidelines, like I said. So obviously I chose 1. So what you do is take your body weight in pounds, which is 200, times by 1, because we're after 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's 200. So you're getting 200 grams of protein a day. So now to work out the calories you're getting from protein a day, simply, because there's 4 calories per gram, we just do the 200 grams times by 4, 800 calories of protein you're getting a day. Now onto fat. So the guideline for this is for per pound of body weight, you want between 0.3 and 0.4 grams of fat, So again, the advice for this is, if you like carby food, so obviously if you like pastas, rices, potatoes, then times your fat by a lower number, because then this is going to leave you more calories for your carbohydrates. But if you eat a lot of steak, avocado, so obviously fattier foods, times it by 0.4, and then this will reduce the amount of carbohydrates that you have left over. So we chose 0.3, so 200, again, pounds of body weight, times by 0.3 equals 60. So you're getting 60 grams of fat a day. Now to work out the calories, because there's 9 calories per gram of fat, we just do 60 times by 9 is 540. So then we add up the calories from protein, so 800, add to the calories from fat, which is 540. This gives you 1,340. Then we take our maintenance calories, take off the protein and fat calories, which gives us 1,360. Boom! That's what you get when you have a postgrad in finance. Watch me do some maths wrong or something now and I'm going to get roasted. These are the calories that you've got for carbohydrates. Now to work out the macros for this, you take the calorie number, divide by 4, again because there's 4 calories in 1 gram of carbs, which gives you 340 grams. So that's your macronutrient. So as you can see, 200 grams of protein, 340 grams of carbs, and 60 grams of fat. We've just figured out your macronutrients, mate. And I'm going to put them here, right here, mate. Oh. That's your macros. That's how you work out your macronutrients, guys. It's as simple as that. So now we know how to work them out. We can have a little discussion on like the best way to taper your calories down and start going into a cutting phase, and just discuss more points to do with this. And like I say, let's put this into practice. I'll see you in the kitchen, but first I'm going to hit a push gym session. So, welcome to the cafeteria. We're going to quickly set up MyFitnessPal. So you might be asking, why specifically MyFitnessPal? Simply put, it allows you to input your personalised calories and macronutrients that we've just worked out, and then track your food against this throughout the day. There are probably several other apps out there that do it, if not better, but this is just the one that I've always gone for because it's free and just easy to use. And before we move on as well, I just wanted to mention that with the method of if it fits your macros approach to eating, you can actually fit unhealthy food into your day and into tracking your macros and calories. So it's important to note that you should prioritize eating healthy, unprocessed and whole foods. That being said though, there's definitely some leeway you can create here and there. Onto the vid. Because we've worked out your macros now, and I'll put them up on the screen so you can remember what they are, and then now we need to know how to utilize them. So first, install MyFitnessPal. It'll then get you to create an account with obviously your own username, put in your height, weight and all that good stuff, and then we'll just jump straight into it. If you click into the settings and then go goals, in there you go to the nutrition goals, calorie, carbs, protein and fat goals. You manually input the calories, so we work them out at 2700. Then you manually input from there all of your macronutrients. the way that MyFitnessPal works, you have to do it by 5 percentage points, so you can't actually just manually type in. You can if you buy MyFitnessPal Premium, but it's just not worth it in my opinion. So for example, we're going for 340 carb. So if we scroll this until we see it moving as we're scrolling, so just find the closest to it, which is 50% in this scenario. Protein 200 gram, let me just scroll, 30% for that, and then fat, let's have a look, 20% for that. As you can see, 3 grams over on protein, 2 grams down on carbs. It's not going to make a difference. These are just things to aim for. You'll never like specifically hit them in a day. If you do, well done, but it doesn't matter that much. They're just something to aim for. Again, they are the most ideal configuration to hitting the overall calories, but the overall calories are what will get you to your target. On that note, if we just go back to the home stage here now, 1 second. Okay, so as you scan food throughout the day, it'll say your goal, so obviously 2700 minus, and then that'll be the amount of food you've had. We need to turn off the step tracker and the activity levels because you can input gym sessions into MyFitnessPal. 1, they're not that accurate, and 2, we'll already know that we're doing enough in terms of activity from the way the scale's moving, which I'll explain later. And then it'll also show you, once it's taken off food and 0 from activity, how many calories you've got left. Then from there you can click into that and it'll show you, if you're over on the far right tab, which is macros, how many percentage of carbs you've had in comparison to the percentage total, same with fat, same with protein. Then if we go to the center, it shows you the nutrients. Again, this will just show you everything, so protein, carbs, fiber, sugars, fat, but we're only interested in protein, carbs and fat for this. And it is quite intriguing to know what is in what food, but just again, aim in for those targets. So sometimes I'll click into here and I'll see if I've eaten for like half a day and then I'm quite low on protein. So say if I'm like 100 grams of protein, but my carbs and fat are nearly full, I know I need to have a high protein meal. Same goes obviously if I'm low on carbs, I need to have quite a carby meal, and so on and so forth. If we click on the left tab, we have overall calorie breakdown from breakfast, lunch, dinner and snacks. Don't really use that page. It's just something again cool to look at. Okay, so now we've got MyFitnessPal set up. I'm going to show you how to track your first meal. Okay guys, so I'm going to leave the video there. Simply because when I've been going through my footage and my clips, I've ended up with over an hour worth. Not to say that it's all garbage, there's definitely some clips in there I still want to use, but then we'd end up with over a half an hour video, and I don't want to blow your head off all at once. So I think to do the topic justice, because it is so complex, I feel like if we're at a good point to leave this video, so we've got a strong foundation to work from next time. So in this video we covered the fundamental calculations of how to figure your macros out, then how to install and set up MyFitnessPal and then get the macros input into there. In the next video, which will definitely be coming soon, I'm going to cover everything from but not limited to just tips and tricks, how to actually utilize MyFitnessPal to track meals, and then dealing with things like eating out, increasing activity, and most importantly of all, how to use your macros in MyFitnessPal to lose weight, cut the fat, and I'll obviously plan out more closer to the time for that video, because there's a lot of guidelines and other little tips and tricks that I want to get in there and bits of information. But like I say, if I tried to cram all that into this video, I feel like it'd just blow your head off or it'd dilute the actual purpose. So I hope you've enjoyed the video guys, and if you have, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching guys. We're moving now, we're moving. Jeez, got sweat on. So, remember, like I've just said, like people don't realise when they go to the gym, like my girlfriend, when she started the gym, I said that I'm into bodybuilding, she was like, oh yeah. She didn't realise she's into bodybuilding. That's what the gym is. When you lift up some weights, you're building that body, bitches. Right, I'm getting way off track here. What I'm going to say now is, because this is a very serious topic, and I might have rambled, so I might end up cutting some bits out because I want you to understand it. So let me off if I end up throwing some other clips in here and there. But it's just because when I watch this back, I want to make sure I'm conveying all of the things that are necessary.